like on some of your tough deals, obviously if it's financing issues, who do you rely on to fix those things?
Yeah.
Some of your, like you said, your hard sales, what were some of the obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help, push somebody through.
So I think the number one thing when getting into this business is choosing a good mentor. That is the absolute number one thing. Without the mentor that I had, he helped me so much through the first couple deals that I had, and still to this day, that's why I'm very fortunate for him. So, number one thing is a good mentor. You are gonna go through hurdles. We all know this. The first deal I ever did was a $15,000 house, and there was there was title issues. The person in the house at first passed away, so we had to deal with like death certificates and whatnot, and it does get confusing. So, I mean, the number one thing is a good mentor. The next thing is always, you have to lender shop. Always have good loan officers. So connect with as many loan officers as you possibly can.
Because a lot of the different lenders have very similar products, but they go about it in different ways.
Yeah.
And some lenders are phenomenal with like the basis of a prospect, but then other lenders I've found will go above and beyond to get creative in scenarios that they need to. So it's always good to have a few in your Rolodex, because if it doesn't work out here, you might be able to get it differently in another one. So I think that's a huge point to put in there.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually another hard deal I had. We were first an FHA. Also, know your mortgages as best as you possibly can when getting into the business. That is so important. But we were FHA at first, and then we could not get it passed because FHA, their guidelines are sometimes strict. And it actually didn't end up appraising.
Okay.
And I was on the buy side.
Yeah, that's tough when that happens.
But it actually worked out in our favor because the seller did come down a little bit. And then, but then something was off and we had to switch to a conventional, which actually worked out great. Because I connected with a different lender, and this is why it's so important to know as many lenders as you possibly can and what they offer, because they had a $30K grant at that time. So we switched to conventional. We got it for a lower price because the seller agreed to the new appraisal. And then we actually we got a $30K grant, which brought that, we got my buyer in for $100,000 instead of it started at $150,000. And we saved them that much money. So lenders is the next biggest thing.
Yeah.
Mentor and good loan officers.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that I really like about Rebecca Ayers is, and that's kind of my mentor here at Empire.
She's amazing.
I don't know if she knows that or not, but
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
But she does a really great job at like solidifying the importance of your A team. And your A team is all of your first choices through this business. So you've got to have an attorney, you've got to have lenders,
Yes.
multiple lenders,
Yes.
photographers. You want to have an appraiser, you want to have people that can help with the survey. One thing that I've always made a point of is I don't care if I don't know, I'm going to find out. And so when you have an A team of awesome people in every part of this business, I can pick my phone up and call them for an answer that I don't know anytime. And they will always give me better information than what I can formulate on my own, because their focus is that part of the business, whether it's title issues or deed issues, survey issues, or anything like that.
Yep.
My man Tim Sardone with PNS Law Group, he is my go-to call. Lenders, if I'm not sure about a program or qualifications, calling the lenders. Having multiple so that you can get through every time that you need to is huge, but making sure that you have an A team that you can rely on gives you stilts in this business. You know what I mean? I don't need to know everything.
But somebody will.
I have access to everything,
Yep.
and I can get that for you at any time.
Yep.
But she does a great job at really like showing the importance of that A team. And as for your number two, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Having people that you can rely on, so that not only are you focusing on what you need to as an agent, but you've got the backup, for anything that might come in the deal or a switch up.
And I guess the third thing is, I think some people don't think it's as important, but it is. Picking up the phone or answering a text immediately. Because I'll tell you, and you guys already know, in this world, if somebody shoots you a text or shoots you a call saying they want to know about a house, this or that, if you don't answer them within 5 minutes, even myself, if I need something, if they don't answer you in 5 minutes, they're going to text somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe text another person. If they answer them faster and they give them a good response, you might have just lost them over 5 minutes.
Communication is one of the founding parts of good, consistent business.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think too many people drop the ball on.
Yep.
Me, myself, I had to put an effort into always picking up my phone. And I'm not perfect. Nobody is. If my kids are jumping around on me, it might take me a few minutes to get back to you.
Of course.
But you're absolutely right. You need to be able to pick up the phone and, getting strategic with how you set up your weeks. Like I've started to, like every Thursday, I run through all of my clients, all of my updates and everything like that. I used to do that on Fridays, but Rebecca actually put me onto this. You do it on Friday, let's say it's Friday afternoon, and you need to make a change on something, or need to get hold of a bank, or you need to get hold of this person or that person, but they clock out at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Now you're waiting until Monday, whereas if you make that small shift and get into the routine of doing those updates and phone calls on Thursday, it allows you time to write up an addendum, get it signed before the weekend hits, and now you're set, ready to go.
Yep.
But being on top of those things, sometimes you can get comfortable, and a lot of times when you get comfortable, that's when things stack up, and then you get sporadic and chaotic, and that's never the vibe you want your clients to get, So answering the call when it rings, getting on that to-do list when you know you need to, time blocking so that you have time to adequately prepare for things, and then also being knowledgeable about how the process works. I think
that's the number. Yeah.
So many people are like, "Oh, I'll figure that out when I get there," and it's like, I don't want to have that rough start.
No.
I might not know it well enough until I get that experience, but I want to be as trained and ready to go walking into that door as possible. So I couldn't agree more, man. You're definitely on the track with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.